This is NVDA on the 5-minute time frame. Here are your price targets for Thursday. We ended the day at $118.08, up 1.67%. To the north side from where we are takes us to the middle of the trend and resistance and a potential take profit area at 119.48. Above that at 2 standard deviations and another level of resistance, 122.13. 123.39, and at 4 standard deviations, which I highly doubt we will get there on Thursday. But should we wick that far up, you can expect a pullback as people take their profits and they run, they will lock in and they will leave. That will take us to 124.69. To the south side, -2 standard deviations and another level of support and a potential buy-in area, 116.84. VWAP is in the blue at 116.66. I should say is in blue right there. And then to the south side of that at -3 standard deviations and another level of support, 115.67. 114.28, and note this gap that takes us down to 109.17, another level of support as well. And then this little puppy down here takes us to 104.78. And previously I marked out this gap that takes us to 122.25. We have not hit this target yet, but inching towards it. And that will take us to roughly 122.25. And this gap in the green there. Let me flip this to the 15 so I can see this a little bit better. So this, I'm going to move this out of the way. This gap touched right there. So let me clean that up. I thought, oops, perhaps it touched at a different spot. Now I'm going to give it to this line. So that took us to 106.34, closed out on August 6th. Delete, no longer in play. This gapped down and touched there, so that's done. That's still in play, so that looks pretty good. The next one I want to take a look at will be IWM. This ETF. We ended the day at 206.68. Down 0.62%. Now we're basically at the middle of the trend, but that would be closer to 206.79. Here's a level of resistance and another level of resistance here at 208.50, 209.37, 210.23. And VWAP was at 206.79, which is basically the middle of the trend. So this gap forms, -2 standard deviations, 205.09. We close out at 204.69, 204.23, and 203.35. So this gap, again, still in play. And there was this gap I've been tracking. So does it appear to have touched here? Oops. It did something, and now you have to grab outside of this box in order to move it. And I'm going to say, while it looks close, it did not touch when you stretch that out. So that is still in play, something to look forward to the upside. So that will take us to roughly 208.81, and today's high is 208.75. So close, but no cigar. So we gapped down. So then I anticipate it to fill to the upside. And that started roughly on August 2nd. I have not looked at this one for a little bit. So this gap to the south side touched right here, no longer in play at 211.06. And this one also touched right here at 213.43. We fell down some more. Look at this high we were at, roughly 228. And then this gap, see, we reverse course going down, basically retracing to the downside. Right there, we touched at roughly 203.61. And that one I've already cleaned up. Let me show you what we look like on the daily. And let me just get rid of this. Here we are on the daily. So 206.68 right there. The middle of the trend takes us to 209.73. And 227.89 to the north side. And to the south side will be roughly 191.41. Oh, this, what did I write here? 205 level. I think I was following somebody and I just marked that out. But anyway, disregard that. And obviously there are outer bands too, but I'm not going to go over that because we're not close to that yet. But note the bounce here at support, didn't quite make it to this line, but started to fall down. Fell down at support, bounce at resistance. This is resistance, falling down to support. Okay, RSI turning down. And the next one I want to show you really quickly, let me switch this over to the 5-minute, is progressive. And we had a gap up. So we ended the day at 234.34, up 5.4%. The 1-year price target is 246.35, which represents a 5% return from where we are. And to the north side takes us to 237.36, 240.49, and 243.62. VWAP is 232.62. The middle of the trend takes us back to 231.18. This gap forms at roughly 226.81, 225.12. The gap closes at 222.47, 221.86, and to the south side of that, 218.86. I'm not sure if I've tracked this one. So let me take this to the daily. Oh, I guess, no. No, I have never been interested in this ticker. So I have not traced it, but because it ran and I'm tracking Vanguard's Total Stock Market Index Fund, at least 234 tickers, this made it to the top. Apparently it's probably the first time in a very long time because there has been no reason for me, because I'm not interested in it. And now I am because it made it to the top of the leaderboard. So to the north side, 243.53, the middle of the trend, 228.39, and if we go down, 222.47, again, that is the gap closure, 212.85. RSI, oh, look at this. Got to be careful. We're already hitting the overbought territory. Obviously, it's not going to fall just yet. I think we'll go up and then hook back down, and then these two lines will cross. But on the weekly, we're also starting to form the bell curve here that goes back to the other side, I think. We've crossed here, and then we've got to cross again, but we're not there. And then this clearly overbought, we crack. Just think of this as support and resistance, and what happens at resistance? A sell-off. That's the weekly. And on the monthly, oh boy. The monthly, we have hit our high here. Look at this. So obviously we can go up some more, but I only have it out at 4 standard deviations. You can use these grid lines. I think that's what TradingView calls them. So the next target would be 260.17 along this line. And back to this support level 212.02. All right, that is a look at NVIDIA, IWM, and PGR. Have a great trading day.